It has been months since we've seen that kind of rain in San Diego.
Enough for puddles. It was
Enough
fun.
for puddles. I mean, still this morning, there are some puddles out there. So that's important to watch out this morning during that morning commute, that you might kind of kick up some of that rain. Might need the windshield wipers at times, with a few more scattered showers on the way over the next couple hours. But beyond that, we are back to dry skies across San Diego. Take a look at your rainfall totals from this storm. Came in with almost a full ½ inch in Oceanside, have 48/100. Same goes for Carlsbad, over 4/10 for Fallbrook, Vista, over ½ inch for Valley Center. Slightly lighter accumulations as you move south, but you could look off toward those mountains and see Lake Cuyamaca, 1.77 inches. Actually, our heaviest rainfall was over Lake Cuyamaca, despite the fact that Palomar Mountain was very close, 1.75 inches, just 2/100ths of an inch away from their totals. So now that we have made our way into Wednesday, we are drying out. We have partly cloudy conditions in the afternoon forecast. Temperatures are going to stay in the upper 60s by the coast. However, inland, we've got a couple low 70s to watch for. El Cajon, for example, should hit 71, 64 for Alpine, 68 in Ramona. Up in North County, we're looking at those upper 60s as well. 70 forecast out by the coastline shows the temperatures are on a steady warm up through Saturday. So we get a nice warming trend on hand. We enjoy more of the sunshine. Overnight lows do start to gain some momentum, so we'll leave the mid 50s behind and start to make it to about the low 60s overnight. We do have another cool down on the way. Notice it's a bit of a pyramid here, where on the back end after Sunday, those temperatures do start to slide once again, taking us back down to a cooler than normal range. So those about average temperatures really only last for a couple days, but it's perfectly situated to be right into the upcoming weekend, so you can enjoy those warmer temperatures. As we look across our inland valleys, we gained some momentum there from upper 60s today all the way up to 83 by Saturday, cooling back down to the 70s by the time we get to Wednesday of next week. Mountains and deserts see about 20 degrees of change overall, taking us to almost 80 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. The deserts could get back up to the low 90s as early as Sunday after a bout of 70s out there. But it's 7 days now of sunshine as we look forward in the forecast here.
Okay, so we are now going to transition to weather. Folks, solid storm. It all lived up to the hype. We had rain, we've had snow. It was really windy in the beginning. And this was an absolute winter storm. I know it's mid-October, but it doesn't really matter what the calendar says. If you're looking at cold temperatures, widespread soaking rain, which is important for fire conditions, as well as snow, it all adds up. Now we're in the clearing stages. We're looking at mild temperatures. It's going to be a great weekend ahead. Okay, here's one of the downsides. Clearly, there's two things happening. There's chain controls in some spots. The roads are looking better and better, to be honest with you, but there's a lot of vehicles that are not equipped with chains, so they might just be waiting it out. So it does create traffic control issues, but you know what? That's on them. What you need to know is that over the past 24, 48 hours, an inch and a half of rain for most valley spots. So it was a good soaking rain. Now, what this is going to do is that this is going to get the ground wet, and then the vegetation, the light natural grasses are going to start to respond. I actually even saw some of this with the even earlier rain that we've seen in places like Folsom. It's starting to get going. So the greening up of Northern California could happen fairly soon once we start the drying process, which is going to begin later today. Now, there is some cloud cover, but you can see that that low is churning along in Nevada. It's going to keep moving off to the east. So this is the outer band, which will be with us in the Sierra for the next hour or so. For the valley spots, it's all about clearing. You know, when you get good early season rain, it's nice. There's benefits. We all know that. Downside is driving. And then also people want to see the sunshine. They want to get back to normal life. And we're going to be able to do that later on today. We've got temperatures in the 50s, highs with clearing skies in the mid 60s today. So a big difference compared to the all day clouds and light rain that we saw yesterday. It will take a little bit longer for the higher elevations, but we're going to get there. And then the other story is that once the sun goes down, because of the clear skies, the cool down is very rapid. So if you're doing anything close to sunset or even an hour or two after, it's going to be cold again with temperatures in the 50s, and the temperatures just keep tanking overnight. The recipe in our local area for cold temperatures is clear skies, dry air, and no wind. Not only that, we could even be looking at patchy fog early tomorrow morning, which nobody's talking about, but I'm certain on one thing. Number one, it's going to be cold tomorrow in the 40s, but we could even see some fog. So to wrap everything up, we're winding down. We're in the final hours of this. The impact is driving for the higher terrain because of chain controls, and the fuel moisture, that's how much water is in the plants is going to go up big time, and that certainly does not end fire season, but it certainly does change the math of things big time for us. Big early season rain is something we all hope for because it can change the dynamics of any incoming fire weather situation for sure. Now we're looking at temperatures moving into the 70s for this upcoming weekend, and we're hanging on to those 70s for all of next week. In other words, once this moves out, we should be dry for the next 10 days and mild as well.